This is Leigh Kubina. She is a multi-level marketing distributor in the company called Farmasi. She is the upline of Beauty By StephanieA LLC, which you probably recognize because she does this unibrow thing. She is one of the, if not the top consultant in pharmacy in the United States. And she is Amber's cash cow. Therefore, Amber has shown us very clearly that she will go to any and all lengths to protect her cash cow. Because without said cash cow, I don't think Amber has a snowball's chance in hell of being quote unquote successful in this multi-level marketing company. So why are we talking about her again? Quite frankly, I didn't think I would ever have to make this video. I gave her the benefit of the doubt thinking, surely after Deecee and I talk about her and expose her for the lying sack of rainbows, it's too early in this video's runtime for me to say bad words. But I really thought, you know, maybe she'll get the hint. She'll learn to ignore us. She'll learn that, hi Pippi. She'll learn that she's poking the bear and it's not a good idea, so she should just back off. Did she? No. As a matter of fact, last night, as I was drifting off to sleep, and my friend Deecee texted me and she said, Amber found your video. And I said, it's about time, because it's been a few weeks. However, I don't give a fart about this lady, so I haven't been stalking her social media, but she basically did start going off on a rage-induced rampage on her TikTok, and we're gonna go through all of it. She is accusing me of saying things I never said. She is accusing me of being a liar. She is accusing me of not being a mother. That's really funny. Like, what? But to me, the most annoying thing is that she's literally being like, that girl said that my son didn't have cancer. No, I didn't. Never once said it. Send me the timestamp, Amber. Like, I dare you. I dare you. You're not gonna find it. So instead of just taking accountability for herself, she goes on TikTok and starts playing the victim. And then meanwhile, she's going off about like conspiracy theories and aliens, and then like alternating between that and then being like, I'm such a victim of online hate. Whose accountability? We don't know her. Not in Leigh Kubina's life anyway. So here, Amber, you have a lot of questions. You seem to be really concerned about the things you think I said, and you want clarity. You want to know what kind of person would say these things. I don't know. Ask someone who said them. It wasn't me. But in this video, I'm gonna go through all of it, and I'm gonna hold Leigh Kubina accountable, as I have been this whole time and will continue to do, especially if you're gonna go on TikTok and start telling people I'm saying shit that I never said. Roll the disclaimer. Hello guys, y'all have to excuse my voice because I am suffering from a sinus infection, but I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Hungry Root. You'll also have to excuse my kitchen because my Hungry Root box got delivered as I was baking my daughter's birthday cake, but I stopped the moment I got my box because Hungry Root is my new favorite thing. It's the easiest way to eat healthy. Think of Hungry Root as your own personal shopper and nutritionist. They can take care of your meal planning and grocery shopping for you by recommending healthy groceries and yummy recipes that are based on your health goals, tastes, and nutrition preferences. Shopping, meal planning, ingredient prepping, and cooking, all those things can be stressful. Like, I personally hate going to the grocery store because I always end up spending more than I plan to. Plus, I have kids, and if you've ever grocery shopped with children, you know how chaotic that can be. So Hungry Root eliminates all of that stress for me, with the added benefit of having high quality and nutritious food delivered right to my doorstep. Some of the stuff I've gotten from Hungry Root has rocked my world, like these truffle fries and also these Himalayan pink salt popcorns, and they're like cooked in coconut oil, so you get like a very subtle taste of like coconut, which sounds weird, but like, don't knock it till you try it, bestie. These are my new favorite things. They sent those to me last time too, and I love them so much that I ordered extra this time. I also got those little pancake guys again too, because they're such a simple and tasty breakfast option, and I love how easy all of Hungry Root's recipes are. Guys, they are fast. We're talking 15 minutes or less for every
every Hungry Root recipe. For example, I made this chicken sausage rigatoni dish, and all I had to do was boil some pasta, slice up these sausages and sear them, warm up the sauce in the microwave, and put it all on a plate. And holy moly, it was good. But if that particular dish isn't your taste, don't worry. With over 15,000 recipes delivered every single week, Hungry Root has something for everybody. So, are you ready to try Hungry Root for yourself? Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use the code Savannah Marie. That's 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life at hungryroot.com with the code Savannah Marie. So thank you so much, Hungry Root, for working with me again. I love this brand. I love their service. It's amazing. So I really think you'll love it too. So I hope you check them out. Thank you, Hungry Root, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's jump into the rest of all this.
Welcome freaking back. If you haven't watched the videos that I have made regarding this entire situation, I'll have them in the description. It's kind of like a long story, and that's what makes this so hilarious, is because the reason any of us know who Amber is because her downline in pharmacy, unibrow lady, Beauty by StephanieA LLC, who has since blocked me on TikTok, by the way. Real fun. But Stephanie went off, had a crazy meltdown on TikTok Live. She was yelling, she was just being unhinged, yelling about how she used to be addicted to drugs and like all this crazy stuff. And so, yeah, it made its way to Reddit. My friend Deecee found it, posted a live stream about it, just literally reacting to what Stephanie did. And this girl, Amber, that we're going to be talking about today, Stephanie's upline, Amber, shows up in Deecee's comments and starts like obsessively commenting, trying to defend Stephanie. And we're like, who the hell is this girl? So when Deecee would start talking about Stephanie, both Stephanie and Amber would try to tag team it in the comments to defend themselves. We found this strange, but particularly strange because Amber wasn't even involved in any of this. She inserted herself into Stephanie's drama because Amber just can't be without her cash cow, all right? And that is exactly what Stephanie is. While I don't have all the receipts to like see who's selling what and whatnot, I would be willing to bet that without Stephanie on her team, Amber would be significantly less successful than she is right now. She probably wouldn't be whatever rank she is right now. So yeah, makes sense why Amber is all up in anyone's shit who wants to talk about Stephanie. But in doing so, she has now shown a light upon herself that, honestly, in my opinion, Amber's worse than Stephanie. It makes sense why two birds of a feather be flocking together, you know what I mean? My cup today is actually perfect because this is gonna be my mood. I've had it. I'm at my wit's end with this woman. It says, I'm not always a bitch. Just kidding, go fuck yourself. This was sent to me by my friends Andrew and Will. They run their own small business called the Royal Emporium, and I drink out of this cup often. It's a coincidence that I'm drinking out of it today, but I think it's very fitting. So anyway, now I actually do want to see if Amber actually has left any comments on any of my content. No comments found. Unless she goes by a different name on YouTube, which I don't think she does. It seems as though she has not done any commenting on any of the content I've made about her, which is also extremely frustrating because Deecee is a smaller creator than me. She has almost 9,000 subscribers. So when Deecee made her content about Stephanie, I personally, in my opinion, believe that Stephanie and Amber saw Deecee and her channel size and her calm and kind demeanor and said, that's an easy target, let's go literally attack her. And they did. And it wasn't just Stephanie and Amber at first. They had like members of their downline in there commenting all over Deecee's live stream. When it comes to me, once I started making content, suddenly crickets, dude. They're not saying anything. No one's in my comment sections. And I think it's because they're scared. I think it's because they tried to pick on somebody who was smaller than them and they didn't know that there was a big mama bear there behind her to come out and tell them what's what. Well, honestly, ever since I started speaking up, Stephanie, unibrow lady, has shut the fuck up about me, about Deecee. That is probably the smartest thing either of these people could do, and it is shocking to me that Stephanie got that message finally. Stephanie got herself into hot water because she was giving us shit about other people talking about her, and then when she realized the more she engages, the worse it gets for her, she was like, all right, you know what, it's probably better if I just ignore it. Coming from myself as a content creator, yeah, that is probably the best thing you can do. When people are going to start talking about you, it's best not to engage, because engaging gets us here. That's why we're here talking about Amber today. So bravo, Stephanie, you got the message. I hope you do better. I hope you learn from this experience, and I hope that you become a better person. I truly do. Now, Amber, on the other hand, I'm not feeling so confident. Maybe after this video, she'll humble herself a little fucking bit, but I don't know. I think she is too full of herself. I think she, for whatever reason, feels indestructible. She seems to think she has this community of people who will believe her every word, and maybe she does, but I'm not entirely sure that it's as many people as she thinks she has. Like, when you juxtapose what Amber is saying and then what the anti-mlm movement is accusing Amber of, like, the facts are right there. It's very obvious, and we show examples of things. Amber does not. She just runs off and goes, they're saying this. No, we are not. I'm such a victim. They're bullying me. No, we're trying to hold you accountable so you stop fucking embarrassing yourself like this on social media, and also so you stop recruiting people into what I personally, in my opinion, believe to be a product-based pyramid scheme, but that's just my opinion and the opinion of hundreds of thousands of other people around the world, but that's not important, okay? Let's start today by playing the video that Deecee sent to me last night. It was posted on February 13th, so she got like right on that shit. I did not see it until yesterday, which was March 5th. So she posted this a while ago. So yeah, this is a screenshot of a comment on my video. And the thing is that this entire time she's standing in front of the comment so we can't read it. And I'm like, is this supposed to be a comment of someone saying maybe her son doesn't even have cancer? Because like, I know I never said that, but if someone in my comment section said that, that's not something I can control. I have mods and stuff, but like, if they're not bullying you, if they're not harassing you, if they're not being nasty, terrible people, me and my mods aren't going to delete their comment if it's just their opinion. I don't delete comments of people talking shit like about me, like trying to bully and harass me. Usually if I can, I just pin it because it's funny. The only time I ever delete comments is if someone's trying to like spread misinformation in my comment sections, like anti-vax shit, or if they're being like transphobic or something like that. Like, I will delete those comments, and my mods have been instructed to delete those comments simply because I don't want anyone in my audience feeling like they can't scroll through my comments without possibly triggering themselves. And I also don't want to be held responsible for someone reading a comment in my comment section that is like blatant misinformation and then going off and harming themselves or others with that misinformation. So that's why I delete any of the comments I ever delete, which is not very many. Most of the people here are great. Most of my audience is open-minded and intelligent. So like I always say, thank you for being you. You guys are the best, honestly. So it's very rare that I ever have to delete comments, but you know, you never know. Anyway, okay, let's watch this first video where she is responding to the video I made, which was originally about Stephanie, but Amber showed up and inserted herself into the situation also. Wow, it's really windy outside. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, it's the video where someone sent me their TikTok fight that they had, like the live stream of them yelling at each other, and then Amber showed up to defend Stephanie, her cash cow, like she always does.
Do you see who's being professional and who's not?
I don't give a fuck!
And then because Amber was in there and then showed up in Deecee's comments saying that she never uses her child's cancer to recruit people, and I knew immediately there's no fucking way that that was true, I went into her TikTok in that same video and scrolled for a little bit until I found a very clear example of her doing it. And I was like, all right, clearly she does it. She's a liar. And then Deecee went and found even more. And then we did a live stream. This is all just like breadcrumbing Amber unintentionally, but she has been like essentially breadcrumbing herself to this point because she just can't rub two brain cells together to really understand what the fuck is going on, what any of us are saying, why we're saying it. Yeah, so that's this video that she's reacting to. She's mad about me sharing those videos that somebody sent me of her and Stephanie being crazy on TikTok. Anyway, also before I click play, a lot of this is like incoherent rambling, and I'm gonna try to make sense of it, but some of the shit she says, I'm just like, what does that mean? Why are you talking about this? It's irrelevant. Like, what are you saying? It's a 5-minute long video also, so okay, now we can press play.
To be stopped. I don't understand it, and this probably will not be shown on here because the companies.
I'm like trying to read the comment behind her. Maybe I should go find it. I'm sure it's here. Okay, I found the original comment. Okay, let's go through this first. It's by Galactic Woozle. It was on my video called This Fight Was Live Streamed to TikTok and It's Weird. Here's the full comment. I'm sorry I'm commenting so much. I just have so many thoughts, LOL. 1, she absolutely saw someone like Deecee who just exudes kindness and gentleness. Not that you don't, you just also give off FU energy if people F around and find out with you, LMAO, true. And decided that she was someone she could bully and gaslight to push her narrative and her victim complex. And her upline Amber, just as nasty. Not surprised that's her upline. 2, how can she claim she isn't trying to control anyone when she made it clear that if they don't do what you want and follow your whims, then they're more or less banished? 3, your outfit and look in this video are fire. Thanks. 4, neither of them were right at all for it, but notice how Stephanie didn't mention that she brought up Casey's alleged drinking first. 5, and this is where the comment screenshot starts that she's standing in front of. Anyone who lies about cancer or uses it to their advantage is just gross in my opinion. Having lost my dad to cancer, and I know so many people who have dealt with or lost someone to cancer, I cannot imagine using that to try to garner sympathy and to try to make money. 6, directly after this, which isn't in the screenshot that she's showing. 6, I can't help but feel so upset for Amber's son. The idea of him going through chemo and being too afraid to take pain medication because of things she told him of her past sounds awful. I absolutely agree that she did good with sharing her struggles with him and not hiding her past, but to have him so scared that he would only take liquid Tylenol is not great. Everyone reacts to chemo differently, of course, but the experiences I've witnessed showed it to be painful. My dad hardly ever showed me he was in pain my entire life, but chemo had him barely able to move. This screenshot is taken so out of context, and you know what? I think the reason why Amber is standing in front of it and not moving and not showing us the full context and showing the full comment is because if we saw it, if anyone saw it, if that person has 2 brain cells to squeakily rub together, they would be able to see that nobody is saying that she's lying about her son's cancer. This commenter is just saying if someone lies about cancer, it's gross in her opinion, but she also added, or uses it to their advantage, and I'm fucking sorry, but Amber, you absolutely did that. You absolutely have done that multiple times. Here's a slideshow, okay? I'm about to put a slideshow together here of Amber using her son's cancer to promote herself, to promote pharmacy, to make sales, whether it's with pharmacy or like with affiliate programs, like fucking doing a fashion show, wearing a coat that you have an affiliate code for while your son is laying in a hospital bed behind you.
Friend, you are barely making it. You are struggling. You are living paycheck to paycheck. Let me help you. This long winter puffer jacket that is waterproof is on sale right now for $35. Sometimes you think you have to spend a lot for quality, and I'm here to tell you right now that you will be shocked.
This is how I work. This is how I make money. I go online, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I do demonstrations. I show other women how to feel beautiful. I help women make money from home. Like, I put on makeup, and guess what? I get paid to do it. I get paid to do it. Guess what? That's how I feed my kid that has, you know, the C word. The company's called Farmasi. Does a normal person need this much foundation? No. Guess what? I work at home.
So at the hospital with my son because he has to get chemo. He has sarcoma, E-wig. Oh, it's taking me 5 hours to do makeup. He's sleeping, he's got his chemo. He even does a nice little sleeve scrunchy thing. And look at the hem. The hem. And it's like that perfect length where like it's cropped, but it's not showing a little bit too much. I'm in better spirits when, I think I gotta clean the phone off. When Hunter gets, when Hunter gets his chemo. I hate that part. Guys, please say some prayers for my baby. This time it's smooth. There we go. Look at that.
My 14-year-old son has cancer. Here is his update. I'm very blessed that I get to work from home. I've always worked from home for the past 7 years. Very blessed to be able to work from anywhere. I couldn't imagine anybody out there going through this and having to do this full-time job. And you for 9 months, what would I have done? What would I have done? I would have to quit. Whew. But if you want to see any more info or follow along the journey, please follow me. Also, I do have that folder with more of the content about him. Thank you guys for all your prayers.
Please, seriously, you have the fucking nerve to get up here and be like, they're saying I'm lying about my kid having cancer. That's not what the commenter said. I have not seen a single person be like, Amber's lying about her kid having cancer. What I am saying Amber is lying about is when she showed up in Deecee's comments and said, I never use my kid's cancer to recruit. Anyone who does that is just vile. And then we find multiple instances and examples of her doing just that. Yes, Amber, you lied. And just like you're being dishonest here, within the first 10 seconds of this fucking TikTok being like, people are saying that I'm lying. No, we're not. Even if this commenter was saying Amber is lying about her kid having cancer, I'm not the one who said that. So don't sit there and make all this content about me supposedly being a liar. So, it's just like, there's no singular reason why I would ever delete this comment. Nobody is accusing you. You are sitting here playing the victim. And what's most concerning is that this video that we have tried to watch that I can't even get 2 fucking seconds into, this is not the only video where she goes off being like, people say I'm lying about my kid having cancer. She is taking this and doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on it. And it's like, what fucking reality do you live in? It's just a matter of this girl is so unwilling to take any responsibility for herself that she has to twist and stretch a grain of rice of truth into this big fucking thing and then stand in front of it on TikTok and not actually show us. After reading that comment, I'm like, wow. Wow, I'm gonna start this over. Also, notice how she's like, this needs to be stopped. Girl, you stop. This will stop when you stop. You're the one who inserted yourself. None of us would be talking about you if you hadn't shown your fucking face all over Deecee's content. If you hadn't shown up to defend your cash cow and then sit up there and try to play stupid like, I never do that. I would never use my kid's cancer to benefit myself. Just stop. That was like the nicest comment I ever read. And also, do I need to remind you that right underneath what you're showing here, she acknowledges that your kid definitely has cancer and went through chemo. Like, holy shit. It is so frustrating that people like Amber exist. They do not live in the same reality as the rest of us. She is so far lodged up her own stinky asshole that she doesn't have any comprehension of reality. And obviously the conspiracy theories that I guess we'll maybe watch a few of those eventually too. It is frustrating that people like this exist and they operate in society and they reproduce and they vote. I'm like, go start your own reality on a new planet with Elon Musk. Okay, we'll stay here and continue living in objective reality. Thank you.
Stopped. I don't understand it, and this probably will not be shown on here because the companies that are hurting, the companies that are actually like doing it legally, doing legit, doing it the right way, that hurt. You do not put everybody under the umbrella of spit. Like, I've been doing this 8 years. Obviously, I'm doing something right.
If by obviously I'm doing something right means I recruited somebody who makes me a lot of money, then yeah, I guess so. I mean, let me rephrase what she means here. I think what she means is, obviously I'm being successful in this. Obviously I'm doing the things that make somebody successful in multi-level marketing. That does not make it morally right. For her to be like, wow, Farmasi is one of those companies that's doing it the right way, in my opinion, and in the opinion of everyone else who considers themselves to be anti-MLM, we would all argue that there is no ethical way to operate a multi-level marketing company. A good chunk of us here in the anti-MLM movement also believe that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, period, but we're all cogs in the machine and there's literally no other choice. I mean, I guess we could start growing our own crops and raising our own animals and shit, but regardless, the thing is that while I don't think that any consumption of under capitalism is ethical at all, at the very least we have a choice between spending money at Walmart, or I guess in this situation Sephora or Ulta. We can choose to do that instead of supporting a multi-level marketing company, and that's what we do. When you can't get out of our current economic structure any other way, the best way is to speak up, use your voice, and vote with your dollar. That's what we're doing. So is it unethical for any of us to go buy lipstick from Sephora? This is not time for an economics lesson, but in my opinion, no, because the people who own these giant makeup companies and the people who own like Sephora are making a shitload of money, and then they're hiring frontline employees who make pennies on the dollar and can't survive off of their paychecks from Ulta or Sephora or whatever. So yeah, I do believe that that is not ethical. But however, what is more unethical is giving your money to a company who doesn't guarantee pay to any of their workers at all. They could work 40 hours a week, posting, making content, going live, doing all the things, and they could make 0 sales and not make a singular dime. I prefer not to pay money into that. Also, another situation that is well bred into the world of multi-level marketing, and what makes this so much even more unethical than just regular businesses under capitalism, you get characters like Amber all the fucking time who are, oh, I don't know, utilizing their trauma in order to benefit themselves. And in Amber's situation, it's not just her trauma, it's her child's trauma. And she is using his trauma to make money for herself. And that's sickening. And even though you can sit here and be like, well, not every MLMer does that. True, okay, but the leaders do. The leaders do this shit all the time. I don't think I've ever seen a multi-level marketing distributor leader who is just like completely ethical, has never stretched the truth, has never lied by omission when it comes to recruiting more people. Because the fact of the matter is, if people in multi-level marketing told the truth and said, look guys, sure, you could sell a mascara and make $5 or $7 or whatever it is, but the truth is, if you really want to be financially free in a multi-level marketing company, you gotta recruit and you gotta build a team. If they said that shit, no one would join. WFAB had a live stream that leaked where they were saying the same shit. They're like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell everybody all the cold messages I send, because if I did that, no one would join me. It's like, okay, yeah, you're like literally admitting that you're just lying in order to get recruits, because recruiting is the way that these people make a good chunk of their money. Maybe not so much in Farmasi, not as much as others, but they still do. Is that enough of an explanation for you, Amber? You can sit here and say, Farmasi's doing it right. Farmasi's not doing anything wrong. Farmasi is operating under capitalism, just like every business is, but they're also worse because they create people like you, Amber, who use their trauma and use other people's trauma to make sales. I mean, if you look in any health and wellness MLM, there's always so many people who are like, this product cured my incurable disease. This product let me have children. I was infertile before this product. I was chronically ill before this product, and now I'm super healthy. And it's like, none of it is true. So yeah, the MLM industry as a whole is significantly less ethical than any other business, and that's why we speak out against it. I vote with my dollar as far as what brands I choose to buy and what stores I choose to shop at, you know, depending on what I can and can't afford at the time. And then when it comes to economic policies, I vote with my vote. Don't know if I'll ever be able to do that again because, you know, I'm a woman. We'll see what happens in the next 4 years, but there's no changing the capitalist hellscape that we're in right now. Hopefully someday we can, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. But in the meantime, I'm just going to continue speaking out against companies that I think are unethical. That is what my job is, so, all right.
But I had to lie to get sales, apparently, over something so, like, that is sick. Are you sick?
No, but I think you might be, actually, because you're literally just sitting up here making shit up. They said I had to lie to make sales. No, I didn't. No, this commenter did not. No one said you were lying. We're saying you're using your child's literal cancer and thumb amputation to garner sympathy, to grow your following, which all of that will translate into sales and recruits into your pharmacy business. It might not be entirely, like, obvious at first to the average viewer. There are plenty of examples of you just blatantly doing it too. So, please.
I don't understand it. And then one of their claims is whenever we recruit somebody, I mean, what do they say that it is called? I forget the word is, but basically, they say we're using these people like pieces of meat to make us money.
You are. Like, you factually are. Do we have to pull up the pharmacy income disclosure statement? I know I'm going to be putting it on the screen eventually because of what she says in just a second here. But yeah, you recruit people, and then when they buy stuff and when they make sales, you make money off of those sales and purchases. Do you not? That's a rhetorical question, because of course you do. So the idea is the more people you recruit underneath you, the more people you have paying you. If they are making regular makeup purchases, and I guess wellness too, pharmacy has a wellness section. I don't know anything about that shit. I've never looked into it. I don't really care. But the more people you recruit, the more people you have paying into that. More people buying product and more people going all over social media and trying to get other people to buy the product. You benefit from that. You make money from that. So you want to build as big of a team as possible to make as much money as possible without you having to do anything. This is all them buying their own personal shit and making sales on their own. They're the ones making sales, and you get to sit back and go, I'll take that 4%, thank you. It's just so stupid. Same.
That's what kills me. And then this person under me makes me money. I've been like managers for clothing stores, and I've like remember a time when I would bonus off of what the employees would do when I directed them, trained them, and made them the salesperson that they were.
Okay, but here's the difference. First of all, this is the false equivalency fallacy. The difference between what you're doing now to train people, I make bonuses when I train people. The difference between now and like being a manager at a store is that the people you're training are guaranteed a paycheck. They're guaranteed at least minimum wage. And is minimum wage great? No. So on Pharmacy's website, they have their income disclosure statement from 2024, I believe, is where this is from. Now, I did the math. Now, the federal minimum wage in the United States of America is $7.25, which is absurd. I think most people in this country make more than that, depending on where they live. Like where I live, I think our minimum wage is like $12 an hour or something like that. Other states have $15 minimum wages, but there are places that still operate on the $7.25 hourly wage, which is insane to me. But anyway, if you are to work 40 hours a week at $7.25, your pay is $1,160 for the month. So what I would like to do is go through Pharmacy's income disclosure statement and see just how many people in pharmacy are making more than that. So you'll see 35% of total pharmacy influencers make an average of $5 a month. There it is, right there. The next one, the next 30% make an average of $24 a month. The next almost 10% make an average of $60 a month. And just for the record, one 8-hour shift working at $7.25 an hour brings you, I did the math, I don't have it up anymore. I think it was $58. We have about almost 70% of the company making on average the same amount or less than someone working one minimum wage shift of 8 hours at $7.25 an hour. If you work one singular shift at $7.25 an hour for 8 hours, if that is the only shift you work in the entire month, you will make more than 70% of people in oh my god, not paparazzi. Ooh, we have a lot to talk about with paparazzi too. That's for another video. But on average, monthly. That's you working 8 hours a month. And if you're gonna sit here and say, oh, well, that's just because like none of those people are actually putting in the hours, they're not putting in the work. Like, that's such bullshit. Don't even try that. Anyway, so if the average monthly income at the federal minimum wage is $1,160, the first rank rank that surpasses that makes up 5% of the company, and they make more than double that. That's 5% of the company here. Let's add up how many people are making less than minimum wage in pharmacy. These are the percentages we're doing. 95%? Wait, really? You mean to tell me, did I do that math right? That's actually worse than I thought it was gonna be. Holy shit. According to Pharmacy's own website, over 95% of people working within the organization of pharmacy is making less than minimum wage, federal minimum wage. And that's not include, like, God forbid you live in just like any major city in the United States. Most of those places have a much higher minimum wage. Then you have about 5% making like barely over minimum wage. And then here's the weird part. The next rank that makes up 2.34% of the company has an average of $1,300, which is barely over minimum wage, dude. So like it's even more than 95% as far as I'm concerned. But also, I don't think those numbers add up. Do I need to do that again? This has to add up to more than 100%, right? 35. Guys, are you seeing this? Pharmacy's income disclosure statement is just wrong because, okay, let's go. Next, we have plus 4.99%. Oh, look, it's 100. That's 100. But then there's more. So then you have another rank that says it's 1.34% of the company. And then the next rank is 0.45. And then the next rank is 0.26. And then everything else is less than 0.1%. That's over 100%. Hey, pharmacy? Hey, pharmacy? You can't have over 100% of your company. What? Oh my God. Pharmacy's a joke. Amber, you're a joke for trying to defend this bullshit. They're doing it right. They can't even fucking get their income disclosure statement right. My whole point is, in all of this, what I was trying to prove is that you ain't helping anybody, sis. 95% supposedly of the company makes less than minimum wage. 95%. That is wild. And it is insane to me that you have the nerve to defend that and then have the even more nerve to be like, why won't you support this? I don't know, because this is wage slavery? Like, they're not guaranteed a wage. So many of those 95% of people probably put in more than 40 hours a week into their pharmacy shit, and they're making less than the federal minimum wage, which is already stupid low. So please, like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna defend this shit, and it's wild to me that anyone does, but, you know, of course, Amber's the victim.
I would bonus. That's retail.
Oh yeah, duh, that's what she was talking about. She was just like, yeah, well, I make bonuses when I'm a manager, and that was my entire point, is that those bonuses that you're making off of the sales that your people you're training are making, the people you're training are guaranteed more money. Like, even like 60% of pharmacy is making less money in a month than someone working one minimum wage shift. That's about 60% of the company. Like, seriously? You don't see a difference? It is a false equivalency. You cannot compare being a manager at a big box sales store and being in a multi-level marketing company and being an upline and training people. What fucking training are you even doing? Hey, if you are somebody who has access to Amber's trainings, if you are in her downline and you want to expose her, my DMs are open on Instagram, baby. Let's go. Because I guarantee that all this shit that she says, oh, I don't do that, I don't, blah, 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 would be exposed in just one of her trainings. If she even does training. I'm curious to see what she thinks she's training people to do. So if anyone wants to be a whistleblower, which I've already had one whistleblower, that's how I ended up getting all those recordings of their TikTok fight. If you want to be a whistleblower, hit me up. Or my email address. It's my work email address, but my manager will let me know. If you send emails to it, you can find it on my YouTube channel. Like, you can send it there. Calling all whistleblowers. Where are you at? Anyway, back to Amber making false equivalencies.
Like, I know there are stores, there are retail stores and businesses that have ripped off people. I'm sure there has been. I'm sure there's been really crappy ones. Maybe it's a clothing store. I don't know. But I would not put every single clothing store under an umbrella of, they're going to rip me off.
No one's doing that.
I didn't even watch this whole video. This video was over an hour and a half that this hater made a video on my downline, and I'm in it because I stand up for my friend in my downline. You trusted me. I'm gonna stick up for you.
See, that's where things are going wrong for you though, Amber. Maybe you need to stay out of other people's business, first of all. And second of all, like, what kind of friend are you when you see someone behaving the way Stephanie did and you're like, I'm going to support you no matter what these people are saying? Because, like, if my best friends do something stupid, I'm going to tell them they're doing something stupid. Like, because that's what good friends do. We try to better each other. But what she's doing is like, I will defend you no matter what you do. Whether it's wrong, I'm gonna defend you no matter what. And it's like, girl, that's your problem. You don't know what accountability is. You have never taken accountability for yourself. You have never had other people take accountability for themselves. You have never tried to hold somebody accountable ever. I don't think you even know what the word accountability means. She wants to sit up here and be like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe just shut the fuck up and listen for once.
Okay. And the fact that they're saying that I'm lying about my son having cancer for money.
Oh, that's a fact? Oh, that's a fact? Where? Because we read the whole comment, and I think most people watching this video watched my video and know that I didn't accuse you of that. I know Deecee didn't accuse you of that. This one comment that you decided to pick out to say that they're accusing you of that didn't accuse you of that. They actually acknowledged your son's cancer in that same exact comment that you're refusing to show. So, define facts, Amber. I think that's another word you don't fucking know what it means. There's no truth to what you're saying. You are a liar. You are playing the victim. This is why we're out here holding you accountable, because this is your behavior. Your behavior is deplorable. It's honestly disgusting to see a grown-ass woman behave this way. A grown-ass woman with a child. You're raising kids and you can't even hold yourself accountable. This is example number one of people who should not be reproducing, because they can't even take responsibility for themselves and their own actions, let alone raising a decent human being who can also hold themselves responsible. I just really hope your son gets out into the real world and realizes how wrong his mother has been and becomes an infinitely better person than you ever have been, Amber. Because right now, my confidence with you and your parenthood is in the shitter. And I just desperately hope your son doesn't go down the same delusional, ignorant path that you have.
You need help. I need help. You don't know me.
I don't have to know you.
And I'm not mad about the video. I'm really not, because, hey, that's free publicity and all that.
Free publicity? Yeah, okay. There is not a single person who watched any of my content about you, Amber, that turned around and came and gave you a sale. I guarantee that. If by publicity you mean opening yourself up to more criticism and more being held accountable, then sure, I guess, but you don't seem to respond well to that. I don't think that that is the publicity you think you want. Also, this whole thing is so frustrating because I've been doing this for 8 years, is what she was just saying about her shit in MLM. Okay, I've been making content about multi-level marketing for 6 years, and this argument, the whole like, fine, go ahead, haters, keep talking about me, it's just making me more famous and bringing me more sales. You think this is the first time someone has ever said that when we launch criticism at them? No, sis. And that's what makes it the most frustrating, because as anti-MLM creators, we have had to kind of adapt our criticism in a lot of ways, because whenever they come up with a new excuse to defend themselves when we criticize them and make content about them, we come back and we analyze that new excuse and we go, well, this doesn't make sense because blah, blah, blah. A lot of them, for the most part, they stop saying it. A lot of those talking points die out because we always have a good comeback for them, because you may not like this, Amber, but the facts that you don't really seem to know what that word means, but the truth, you know what that word means? I'm not sure. That is on our side. Like, we literally have from your own company, your income disclosure statement and your compensation plan that your own company puts out, dude. We have screenshots of you saying you're not doing something, and then videos of you from your own TikTok of you doing the same thing that you're saying you're not doing. The facts are 100% on our side. But instead of addressing facts and, I don't know, being more creative about your comebacks, you just like rely on the same old shit that people were saying 5 years ago. Haters make me famous. It's like, no, they don't. We don't. Ask Dre from WFAB how that went for her. Like, what the fuck is she doing now? What are any of those WFAB girlies doing now? They literally were the ones to always be like, I love the haters. They bring me so much more business. WFAB doesn't even exist anymore. So like, we have like real world examples of people saying this and how much of a fucking lie it is. Do you really think that I would continue to be making this kind of content if what I was doing was counterproductive? It's super not. Just look at the changes the multi-level marketing industry has gone through in the past 5 years or so. Look at how many companies have shut down, have gone affiliate, have had to change. Like, ask paparazzi how all that is going. That is a very recent situation that I will talk about in another video. Ask them how it's going. Yeah, but no, MLMs are stronger than ever. No, they're not. And you know why? It's because of consumer awareness. It's because of this kind of content that you're watching right now. It's because of activism. It's because you just can't go up against the facts of what this industry is. And my content niche and others who are in this niche with me have done so much work, and we have gotten so much done. Yet somehow here you are like, oh, this'll get them. Keep bringing me more business, thanks. It's not happening. Say it all you want, dude. It's not a thing.
But whatever hatred, whatever animosity that you have towards network marketing, like, I think to spend an hour, 2-3 hours to, like, make her look bad or make me look bad?
I'm not doing that. You're doing that yourself. I'm just showing people you doing that. I don't have to try to make you look bad, Amber. You guys do that on your own. I just put it in a video and show people because I have a platform and people will watch it if I put it out. That's the whole thing. She's making it out to be like, wow, to spend 2 or 3 hours doing it, like, this is, hey, Amber, this is my job. The equivalent of what you just said being like, let's say I still worked at Baskin Robbins. That was my first job when I was 16. For her to be like, wow, for you to spend 2 to 3 hours just like scooping ice cream for people, wow, that's sad. Like, no, it's the same. Like, yeah, I spent 2 to 3 hours filming this video probably. Like right now, I don't know where this video is at as far as runtime when you're watching it, but I've been recording for 1 hour and 11 minutes, so, but I also have a lot of distractions because, oh, yeah, that's right, I'm a parent, which, well, we haven't even gotten to that part yet where she accuses me of not being a parent, but okay. Yeah, I got animals, a little sleepy kitty right there. It does take a bit of time, but again, this is my job. If I spent 8 hours filming a video, which I've never done before, it has never taken me 8 hours to film a singular video. Editing is a totally different thing. But like, if I spent a whole 8-hour shift just filming, that wouldn't be weird. Like, it's my job. I don't think you're understanding this, Amber. Like, this is my job. I do get paid to do this, but like, she'll frame it at, and all of these MLM girlies will be like, you make money off of bullying people. Okay, I mean, if you want to look at it that way, it's very clear to me how you view yourself and what pedestal you put yourself up on. If you think all of this is personal and all of this is about you, it's not about you. It's never been about you personally. It is all ultimately coming back down to multi-level marketing as an industry and showcasing what these kind of businesses turn people into, the monsters that they turn people into. And you are one of those monsters, Amber, using your fucking kid and his cancer to make yourself some money. Like, that's fucked up. Meanwhile, I went to film school. I wanted to be a film editor. That's what I wanted to do with my life, but I didn't end up doing that because I realized pretty quickly, being in film school, that while I loved editing, I did not like having a director looking over my shoulder telling me what to edit. I wanted that creative control. So here I am. I have full creative control over what I do, and I can do whatever I want with my editing programs, and I have a lot of fun doing it. This is my passion. I love video editing. I love creating. So I am very happy at my place in life. I'm very happy with the career I've built for myself. It is based on skill, and these people aren't gonna ever say that. You just sit in front of a camera and blah, blah, blah. Okay, like, you learn how to use Adobe Premiere. Do it. Go ahead. You try. All right? We'll see how that goes. You try to have the mental capacity to sit here for 2 to 3 hours and listen to people like you run your fucking mouth, because I tell you what, it's pretty damn hard. It's pretty hard to reel myself in from saying all the things I really do truly want to say.
I am the most honest seller, network marketer there is out there. I have never once told anybody under me to make a purchase.
Bullshit! I'm calling bullshit! Okay, listen. Do I have receipts of that? Well, first of all, can we talk about how she's the most honest person in the whole wide world? She is the most okay, girl, if you are the most honest multi-level marketing distributor, that is a huge insult to every other multi-level marketing distributor out there, because we have actual proof of you lying, of you saying you don't do a thing, and then video proof of you doing the thing. So, oh yeah, honesty, maybe on opposite day, baby, but guess what? Today is not opposite day. Also, so I don't have receipts of Amber telling people to buy product. That is why I'm requesting that if anyone wants to be a whistleblower and you know, send over some of her trainings, I would love to take a look at it, because I would bet money on it. I will tell you right now, I will bet money on it that part of any training she has done has suggested that people need to create content doing their makeup, just like she does. You need to go online and talk about the products. And how are you supposed to do that if you don't buy and use the products yourself? Makeup is not a permanent thing. You have to continue buying those things. I'm not going to accuse her definitively of something I don't have proof of, but again, I have been making anti-mlm content for 6 years, and it never fucking fails that an upline will always suggest that their downline needs to be a product of the product, meaning they need to be using the products themselves. Let's look at Prove It. The video I just posted, as I'm filming this, I just posted my Kelsey Ray video, my last video you guys watched. What does she do? She goes on her Instagram or in her social media every single day and shakes up her ketones, films herself doing it every day without fail. And that kind of consistency is part of her training. Now, how are you going to do that if you're not actively purchasing and using the ketones that Prove It sells themselves? It's so obvious. So she might not be exactly using the words, hey, go buy products. But what she's most likely doing is, if she's even training these fucking people, if trainings from her exist, I've never seen them, but if they do exist, I want them. I would be shocked, utterly shocked, because it will be the first time in 6 years that an upline has never ever suggested that her downline should be using the products and talking about the products. That's what she does. You do your makeup on TikTok and you're just so successful, so like, why would you not be suggesting that your downline do the same thing? Seriously? It is such bullshit. And Amber, you better fucking hope that one of your downlines don't turn into a whistleblower. You better fucking hope, because seriously, I will expose your ass for this so fucking hard the moment I get video proof or textual proof of you suggesting that the best way to grow your business in a multi-level marketing company is to use the products and to go on TikTok and make content about you using the makeup. Again, I'd bet money on it. I know that's a really good return on my investment. Let's just hope that your downline is as dedicated and loyal to you as you think they are, because we've already had one whistleblower, Amber. See if there's any others.
To benefit myself. I am like the most ethical woman in the whole online community, and I'm just being, you know.
Girl, you use your kid's cancer to sell your multi-level marketing company. But she's the most ethical. Guys, not only is she the most honest MLM distributor ever, she's also the most ethical woman on the internet. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Oh my god, this woman is delusional.
No, funny.
It is funny.
If you ask anybody that knows me, they know I can't tell a lie.
Oh. Well, then I guess it seems like those people don't know you very well then, because we have like actual proof of you lying. So, okay.
And I don't even know what to say. I'm so disgusted. There's so many.
You don't know what to say? You've been talking for 3 minutes and you still have another 2 minutes left of this video. I think you're saying quite a lot.
Things that they are accusing me as her of doing that is wrong. They are not factual.
That's funny because we have proof of that, actually. You know, one thing you could do is just move your body out of the way and show that entire comment you're standing in front of. So, you know, if you want to be so honest and transparent, show us how that person who left that comment literally did not do the thing that you're accusing them of doing.
They're not. Saying I lied about how many people deep, I get paid. It's 4.
Okay, so apparently she gets paid 4 levels deep. I think in my video, I said 7, not necessarily saying that she definitely makes 7 levels deep, but I showed the income disclosure statement on the screen that shows there is potential to go 7 levels deep in pharmacy. Now, I don't know what rank she is. I don't give a shit what rank she is, but I had no way of knowing what rank she is so I could juxtapose that to the compensation plan. If she only makes 4 levels deep, then first of all, she's not as successful at this as she wants everyone to believe she is. But second of all, like, I don't think I ever definitively said, hey, Amber, you get paid 7 levels deep. I'd have to rewatch the video, but I was probably, while showing the income disclosure statement on the screen, saying, if you're in pharmacy, you could recruit someone, and then they can recruit someone, and then they could recruit someone until 7 levels deep, you still can continue to make money off of those people. Okay, you can call it whatever you want, but if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck. I'll put the compensation plan on the screen here, and you can very clearly see that they are making money off of generational bonuses and stuff, meaning they're making percentages of what their recruited people are selling, all the way down to, I believe, from what I remember seeing, it was like 7 levels deep or something. So you could recruit someone, and then someone else can recruit another person, and then so on and so forth, 7 levels deep, and you will get paid on all that. That is multi-level. I think she's, again, stretching a very small little grain of truth and trying to twist it to be like, see, they're lying. They don't even know how I make my money. They don't even know how the compensation plan works. That's great that you're a low enough level that you only make 4 levels deep, but there are people in pharmacy who make up to 7, which is observable by looking at the company's compensation plan. She's just trying to be like, see, they're wrong. I would love for her to show my video clips and then respond to it, just like I'm doing with her right now. I'd love to see her do it and provide the same receipts that I do. I'd love to see her do it. I think this woman like lives in opposite day every day, because she thinks she is not only the most honest person ever, she also thinks she's the most ethical person on the internet. On opposite day, girl, sure. The delusion is so wild.
That's it. 4. Come in the comments, everybody. That comes with pharmacy if you see this. I don't know, because TikTokers probably won't show this.
What did she
But they'll
say?
come in.
She whispered and it was weird. What did
That comes with pharmacy if you see this. I don't know, because TikTokers probably won't show this.
the TikTokers?
But they'll come and look for it.
The TikTokers probably won't show this? Is that what she said? I don't know. I'm showing the whole damn thing. I can't speak for TikTok. I don't really use I mean, I do post like my shorts and stuff on TikTok, but like I don't make content for TikTok, so I don't really give a shit about it. But like, yeah, if you want all the information, YouTube's where it's at for me, girly.
Because they're obsessed. I don't know if they
Obsessed?
tried to join a company, it did not work out. I don't know, so now they have to get on and bash the ones that it did work for.
Okay, so this is another very old talking point. Well, I'm sorry that you weren't successful in your MLM, but that doesn't mean you have to come bash the people who are. Okay, first of all, I've been in 2 MLMs. And while, yeah, no, I was part of the 99% of people who lose money and are not successful in an MLM. However, Deecee, the other girl who has streamed with me to talk about you, who brought all of this to light in the first place, she was very successful in Mary Kay. She was in the top, like, the top of the sales for, I don't think she recruited people, but I think she did really good in sales. Julie Jo, I believe, was in the top 3% for Arbonne, or maybe 5% or something like that. Aaron B's top like 1 or 3% in Prove It. Julie Anderson, I know, was successful in Monet. Even though I personally did not have the personal experience of having a downline and recruiting people and being successful in multi-level marketing, does not take away from the truthfulness of the things that I say. I don't have to be a successful MLMer to have a valid opinion about MLMs, especially because many of my peers have been, and their stories and their anecdotes is pretty good evidence to me. But it's not just my peers. It's all over the internet. There's an anti-MLM subreddit of so many people sharing their stories. Hannah Alonso, one of her biggest series on her channel is MLM horror stories, where people send in the terrible things that have happened to them in multi-level marketing. She is extremely successful. I don't know, was she in an MLM? I don't think so. I think one of her friends was in an MLM, and that's why she started speaking out about it or something. I don't remember. But the truth of the matter is, you can sit here and be like, well, the only reason you guys are talking about us is because you weren't successful, now you're bitter. Okay, how many times have we fucking heard that? Okay, I'm super not bitter, and the fact that people who I consider my actual real life close friends have been probably more successful than you in an MLM, Amber, and still chose to leave because they felt icky, because it felt unethical, and they didn't like making their money off of people that way. I think that speaks volumes. But in the same way, I don't ever have to try meth to know that meth is bad for me. I don't have to personally be a successful MLM distributor to know that MLMs are not ethical. The logic is not logicking here. But can we all really truly be surprised when this woman is the most delusional? Oh, I'm sorry, no, she's the most ethical ever. Yeah, that's right. No, she is like delusional to an extreme I don't think I've ever seen before. And like, it's actually concerning.
This way. So, hey, if that helps you, I'm all about helping other women. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to tear a woman down that is working hard. Honestly.
Yeah, so what about the 95% of women that work really, really hard in your company but still make less than minimum wage? What about them? But since it's working out for you, you don't really give a shit what happens to anyone else, right?
I love going live and helping women with, helping them feel beautiful.
Who applies lip gloss like this? Girl, you are a makeup influencer and you're speaking and applying lip gloss at the same time and getting it all over your mouth. Girl, what are you doing? Can you calm down? Ma'am, can you just chill for a second? That's great if you love going live and helping other women. The thing is, like, you're not helping people the way you think you are. You're super not. What you are doing is you are recruiting people. You are showing the successes you've had and suggesting to people who join you that they will also find similar successes if they join your team. Period. That's what this is. That's what multi-level marketing is. You would be nowhere without your team, in my opinion. You mean to tell me that if you didn't have a team, you would still continue trying to sell this cheap ass makeup? Yeah, you make 50% commission off of your sales, but Farmasi's makeup is cheap. You have to sell a lot of it in order to make a full-time income that's more than minimum wage that'll help you be financially free. Like, seriously?
Gosh.
Yeah, wipe it off.
I helped women get away from, you do you understand what this has done for me?
No, I do. I absolutely do understand what it has done for you. And that's the problem, is that it's benefiting you to recruit people and build your team and make commission and make bonuses and make money off of their personal purchases and their minimal sales that I'm sure these people are actually making. Yeah, you have benefited from being in a multi-level marketing company. Yep. But you know what I care about more? I care more about how it has affected the people you have recruited, because I have spoken to the person who whistleblew and sent us that video of you and Stephanie arguing with your downline on TikTok. I have spoken to that person specifically in DMs. We have spoken. Her and I have corresponded. And there allegedly are a lot of people who are really upset with you, Amber. I'm not the only one. Deecee's not the only one. Anti-mlmers are not the only one. There are people in multi-level marketing in the industry now who are upset with you and the way you treat people. But why do you give a shit when you're the one benefiting? You don't give a shit. That's a pretty fucking big problem. Your actions have actively harmed people. Your actions have actively exploited your son's cancer. You have gone on TikTok and said your son looked horrible or awful, I believe is the word she used when he was going through chemo. Who the fuck says that about their kid who's going through chemo? That's so shitty. You do not give a shit what happens to other people as long as you continue to be successful, Amber. And that's the fucking problem. That is the biggest problem I have with you and basically any other leader in MLM. They don't care. They will continue to recruit people over and over and over again, no matter what happens to them. As long as it continues to benefit themselves, they don't give a shit. And they will continue recruiting and recruiting and recruiting as long as they have that financial incentive to do so, regardless of what it means for the people they're actually recruiting. So yeah, that's the fucking problem. What has it done for me? It's done so much for me. Girl, that's it. Like, you don't give a shit about other people. And no matter how many times we fucking pointed out to you, you're just like making up more lies and saying we're saying shit that we're not saying to be able to play the victim and be like, oh, I'm being bullied so hard. hard when it's like you're just being held accountable and we're calling you out for your bullshit. And if you don't like that, then either stay off the fucking internet or better yourself. Shut your goddamn mouth and listen to people for once. Listen to what we're saying, because I think, personally, your downline, Stephanie, learned the lesson, and I hope and honestly believe that she will be a better person from the realization that she has very clearly made here. Amber, you have yet to do so, and I hope you do, because if you finally fucking grasp why we're trying to hold you accountable, you can then start taking actions to fix those things, which will make you a better, more ethical, and more honest person. And I really hope you fucking do that. But right now, this ain't it. You're sitting here being like, me, 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 me. My son's cancer, all about me. Recruiting people to benefit me. You're selfish, you're rude, you're delusional, and for your son's sake, I hope you get better. Because quite frankly, he probably deserves a better mother than you.
I don't care what it did for you. I don't care what it did for her.
Yeah.
I only know my incident.
Oh no, I shouldn't have stopped her when I did. She literally just said, I don't care what it did for you. I don't care what it did for her. I only care about me. She literally just said it. Why do I even bother talking at this point? Like, she was just like, you see her and you spend 2 hours trying to make me look bad. I don't have to spend any fucking time making you look bad, chick. You do that yourself. I literally call you out for some of the shit you say before you say it, and then you say it, and I'm like, yep.
Anybody can run any business they want to unethically or message whoever they want. There's millions of us, and everybody, according to you, is under that umbrella.
So this is something I've said a lot in my time of making content like this, but I do truly believe everybody enters multi-level marketing as a victim. They chose to join for one reason or another, generally because of manipulation. Well, I don't know. Okay, you know what? I can't say everybody, because I do think there are probably people who join MLM, see it for exactly what it is, and go, okay, so all I need to do is just recruit a bunch of people, and then I will make money. Cool. Okay. So they kind of have like unethical intentions immediately going into it. But I think most people are swayed to join or persuaded. Like, for example, when I was recruited to join Lime Life, they took me out to dinner. They had a whole presentation. They paid for my pizza. And then they took me to a Lime Life event that was like at some like nice hotel. And they had like free drinks and like a nice buffet, not buffet, but like hors d'oeuvres spread. And like it felt luxurious and like a lifestyle that, oh, I could see myself doing this. Like, this seems fun. So that's what it was for me. But I know other people are just like, I have a chronic illness. My child has autism or ADHD, and I've tried everything and it doesn't work. So this lady is saying that her essential oils can help my son's autism. So I guess I'll join and try it out. Or, hey, I've been overweight and I've been trying to exercise and diet for years now and nothing works. So that Kelsey Ray girl said that ketones made her lose 50 pounds in 4 months. So I guess I'll try it and see if it works for me. Or this girl I went to high school with is in that shampoo cult, that Monat cult, and she just went to like a really cool convention. It looked like she had a lot of fun and has a lot of friends. So I'm going to join to do that. She looks financially free. She has a Cadillac all because she sells shampoo. I'm going to join because I want to be like that. Almost every single person who has joined a multi-level marketing company was persuaded to do so, either by flattery, by lies by omission, or, truth stretching, selling the opportunity as something that it's definitely not, preying on vulnerabilities. In the case of farmasi, it's a little different because I think generally the appeal of farmasi is like, this makeup's pretty cheap and look at how pretty it makes me, and look at, I have a few thousand followers on TikTok and it makes me money to do this. Like, it's really easy. Don't you want to work from home? In Amber's case, she's like, I'm so glad I worked from home when my son had cancer because look, I'm able to go to all his doctor appointments thanks to farmasi. I mean, that's not word for word what she said, but essentially. Just the whole like work from home, just doing your makeup, never go into an office job again, like that kind of stuff. That stuff appeals to emotion, which is also another fallacy, appealing to emotion. So yes, I think most people join multi-level marketing under false pretenses. Eventually, once you're in it, you will get to a point, you get to a crossroad. The crossroad is when you realize, if I want to be as successful as my upline and my upline's upline and my upline's upline's upline, I have to recruit people. and that makes me feel icky and I don't want to do that. So you either quit or you keep going with it. Now knowing what you have to do to make money, if you continue going down that path and being like, all right, I'm gonna buckle down and do it, I think that is when the victims become the victimizers. If we want to talk about who's under what umbrella, in my opinion, there's the 99% of people who don't want to recruit people, or, you know, they realize that being in an MLM makes them feel icky, so they don't last very long. And then it splits to the other 1%, which, yeah, I'm gonna say that you guys are all under that umbrella. The top 1%, you leaders, you guys all realize what you need to do to make money, and you don't care how it affects other people. So yeah, I would say you top 1%ers are definitely under the same umbrella. Yeah. You all do the same thing, you behave the same way, your ethics all fall along the same line, pretty much. This video is almost over, so all right, let's see.
Listen, you need a new hobby. One that's a little bit better than destroying the lives of other women who are trying to provide for their family. Yeah.
What the fuck? Why did you say it like that? Well, it is a hobby. Like I was telling you, this is my passion. I wanted to be a film editor and I turned editing into my career. I do enjoy it. If you think that what my job is tearing down women who are just trying to provide for their families, you want to talk about people being placed underneath an umbrella. If I was doing that, I would just be attacking fucking everybody, every woman ever. But, you know, instead, it's really weird how I have shouted out so many small businesses at the beginning of this video. I literally like shouted out my friend's small business. I have done multiple small business shout outs on this channel. Most people that watch me are women. You're not being truthful when you describe my job as tearing women down who are just trying to provide for their families. No, I'm trying to spread awareness to consumers about how unethical multi-level marketing is. And it just so happens that the sales force within multi-level marketing is made up a vast majority of women, and that sucks. Most of these companies target women with the whole stay at home with your babies, provide for your family while staying at home with your babies, like basically what you just did. They're just trying to provide for their families. You can provide for your family in so many other ways besides being in an MLM. Like, I'm not in an MLM right now and I'm providing for my family. I'm making this video and providing for my family. You could have your own small business and provide for your family. You can make makeup content that doesn't have anything to do with pharmacy. You can provide for your family that way without being in a multi-level marketing company. Do you have any hobbies? You want to talk about hobbies? Can you monetize any of your skills? That's a way to provide for your family. There's a bazillion ways to do it. So by suggesting that my job is just to shit all over specifically women, to bully women who are just trying to provide for their families. No, what I'm doing is trying to hold shitty women accountable. The other thing is too, and I hate this argument so much where they're just like, we're women, we're supposed to stand up for each other. And while in a lot of ways I do agree with that because I'm a feminist, I also am completely and entirely aware that there are some women out there who do some fucked up shit too. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean I am automatically going to support you and lift you up no matter what you do, because guess what? That's not being a good friend. That's not being a good person. That's not being an ethical person. There are plenty of women who fuck up. There are plenty of women who are deplorable, disgusting human beings. And when I see it, I'm gonna call it out. All right. And that's why we're here with you, Amber. I do honestly, truly believe that your delusion has led you down a path of just like absolute disgusting behavior. Do I think you're capable of change? Maybe. Do something to get out of your own fucking head, because it's not doing you any favors.
Because that's what I do. I'm a single mother. But I am engaged. But guess what? That's my child. I pay for my child.
What?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
About fucking time. Anyway, so directly after the video we just watched, Stephanie, unibrow lady, left a comment. Amber here decided to make a video reply about it. I'm pretty sure this is the one where she accuses me of not being a mother.
The lies. The lie, Stephanie, is what is crazy. I don't think that girl is a mom, because how can you sit there and say that about somebody? I'm sure there are sick people like that out in the world, but if you were doing your research and not just picking certain things out of videos and assuming things, I mean, I guess that makes a better video for that person.
you know?
Okay, so that was that whole video. Somehow there's still so much to address in it. First of all, I've spent this whole video basically debunking what she says is a lie. Oh my god, she deleted my comment. It's okay, I took a screenshot of it. So yeah, the lies that we apparently are spewing, that I just spent so long debunking that, we don't have to go back into that. Apparently I'm not a mother because I'm calling out another mother, and mothers just don't call out other mothers. Girl, like, what world do you live in? If we were to assume her logic, every mother out here should just be like appalled at the Casey Anthony trial. How dare you accuse another mother? I don't know, there's so much fucking evidence. And she got off, right? She got off free from that, right? She didn't go to jail. They found her not guilty or whatever, which is bullshit. We all fucking know she did it. But by Amber's logic, if you are a mother, you are incapable of doing anything wrong, and any other mother who calls you out for it must not be a real mother. Yeah, no, if I see a parent taking advantage of their child, I'm gonna fucking call it out. You know why? Because I am a mother. I know what it's like to be a mother. I know what it's like to care about my children and their well-being. I know what it's like to not exploit my children. That's another thing. See, this is the funniest part to me. Despite me saying I'm a mother, and despite how, like, I have actual videos of me pregnant as fuck on this channel. There's a whole era of videos where I have my son strapped to my chest the whole time I'm filming. Without going back a few years, you wouldn't see all that, because over the past year, basically, I've decided that I'm not posting my kids on social media, not my public social media anyway. I have taken my kids entirely off of my public profiles because I had to learn that the hard way. But it's really funny to me that, like, she has to even question if I'm a mother because I haven't made it super obvious because I'm protecting my kids. Again, learn that shit the hard way. But because I'm not out here, like, actively exploiting my children, that's why you have to question whether or not I actually have them. It's like, because I'm actually doing right by my children, you're like, is she even a mom? She's not using her kids for content. Is she even a mom? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from that. Amber, like, actually sit down. We are not alike at all. You're a mother. I'm a mother. The difference between you and I is that I don't exploit my children on the internet. I'm sorry that you had to go through all the stuff you went through as a mother. I'm sure it was a very hard time to watch your child go through chemotherapy and an amputation and all those things. That is a parent's worst nightmare. I absolutely understand. The difference here is that if I were in that situation, I would not be doing a fashion show runway walk in front of his hospital bed in order to make sales on a fucking jacket. I would not be doing my makeup and doing a cancer update and be like, he has to poop, or he has to pee, or whatever it was. She, like, made a whole video, like, going off about he has to go to the bathroom and, like, saying embarrassing shit.
So he had chemo last night. And they gave him a Benadryl, so he slept. He slept like, oh my gosh, hold on. I think they said they woke him up like twice to pee. Because whenever you have chemo going in you, they don't want to stay in there long because I guess it could ruin your organs. So they want him to pee it out.
He's 15 years old. You think that doesn't affect him? You care more about your content than you do about your son's well-being, than you do about not fucking embarrassing him by not exploiting him. Like, dude, sit the fuck down. My kids are thriving and they're amazing and perfect, wonderful human beings. But I understand there's no way that you would really ever be able to confirm that for yourself because, you know, I don't post them on social media. Oh yeah, she accused me of cherry picking, but she's sitting here admitting that, like, there is video evidence of doing the things that I accuse her of doing. She's just saying I'm cherry picking. But it's like, we have a plethora. It wasn't just one video, Amber. Your entire social media is built around what we've been accusing you of doing. I knew the minute you fucking showed up in Deecee's comment section that you were a liar. I knew the moment you showed up and said, I don't do that thing, that you did that thing. Do I think that you were doing it intentionally? Do I think that you noticed you were doing it? Probably not. I honestly, truly think you're delusional. And I'm not saying that necessarily as an insult, although, like, I mean, it is insulting to say that, I guess. Like, calling someone delusional is an insult, but, like, I factually, literally think you are having delusions. Like, you live in Delulu land. Like, I actually think that. I think you are incapable of grasping reality. So if it were just one video being like, oh, see, look, she did it, so clearly she's the worst, I have a live stream with Deecee where we just go point after point after point after video after video after video of you doing the thing that we accused you of doing. There's video evidence. These are not unfounded claims, Amber. With people like you, my gut is always fucking right. With MLM leaders, when they say they do or do not do things, I go by what my gut says, and my gut is always fucking right, and it was right with you. Also, she's like, yeah, it makes a better video for you. Yeah, it does, just like this video. You're literally doing this to yourself at this point. Also, the one thing I did want to point out real quick is that she did delete my comment that I posted last night, because there's a comment on here that says, you are only sharing your journey, hun. Everyone will always have an opinion. Try to let it wash over you. And Amber responded, thanks. Yes, I pay zero attention to it. I'll post a screenshot here of the original comment I left that she deleted, that I just found out she deleted. But I said something like, yeah, it really seems like you're paying zero attention to this. And then she deleted that. Great. What else we got?
When I found out that my son had cancer. January 2nd is when I had the phone call. And it's sad that I even have to address any of this.
You don't.
January 2nd, I got the phone call. I made the video January 8th. You can see it right on there. So 6 days later, I had time to process it. I couldn't cry anymore. And I think by then I was numb.
Honestly though, like, why do you have to bring up that you were crying about your kid's cancer? Basically any mother finding out their kid's gonna have cancer, like, obviously you're gonna cry and you're gonna be emotional about it. The fact that she keeps bringing it up, I couldn't cry anymore, is she's inserting herself and playing the victim herself. She's trying to make this about her. I was crying so much. You don't have to say that. I think we would all assume that you are upset. But because you keep harping on it, and again, this isn't the only video that she said this. I specifically remember other videos of her being like, I cried so much when I got the phone call. Like, duh, of course you did. You're his mom. You don't have to keep telling us, unless you want the sympathy.
And the whole 9 months that he went through the chemo, oh my God, I felt like I was in the twilight zone.
Me.
Constant states of fight or flight. Constant. It never left.
Poor Amber.
Never live that again. I never want to go through that. He gets tested again in March, and I'm just happy the last one came up and it was negative. They're gonna keep being negative. They're gonna keep being negative.
Where are the tears, Amber?
Yeah. So if you've been following me, you know I'm not that kind of person. All right. Good night.
She literally was just pretending to cry. Did we all not hear that in her voice? She'd be like, never again, never. But there wasn't a single fucking tear coming out of her eyes. Her eyes weren't even wet, dude. Like, you could see the texture on her eyeball when she was looking to the side. Like, where's the liquid? Please.
The Earth isn't what we think it is. Why would they lie to us? Is it because we wouldn't need them anymore?
What?
You gotta ask yourself. I mean, do you know? Like, why can't we go and just explore Antarctica?
Oh my God, no, shut up. You're not doing the flat earth shit right now. Okay, for anyone who needs to hear this recently, like within the past few months, I'll link it. Seriously, I already posted this video on my Discord. It is so fucking good. Go watch this video. What do they call people who are intact with reality? People who believe the earth is round. Round earthers, globers, I don't fucking know. They took a group of flat earthers, like very prominent flat earthers, gave them a free trip to Antarctica, flew them to Antarctica. This was a few months ago, to see the midnight sun. If you didn't know, because this is how the earth works, being a rotating sphere, during Antarctica's summer, the sun never sets. The sun circles around, basically, for 24 hours. Doesn't set until the seasons change. And that was a big contention. That was like a big talking point about flat earthers being like, the midnight sun isn't real. Prove it, you know? And so there was a group of people who were like, sure, yeah, let's go to Antarctica. They literally just went there. You can go there. It is one of my dreams, actually, just to say I've been to Antarctica, to go on an Antarctic cruise. There are cruises that go to Antarctica. You can go and explore Antarctica. It's not very easy. It's not super accessible because it's not like they have an airport, you know? You gotta get there. It's hard to get there. I mean, they probably have like an airport, but it's not like an international airport where people can just fly to Antarctica. Like, they literally are like regularly experiencing like negative 80 degrees temperatures like on the daily. Like, why would you want to go there? But if you want to, you can. You got to figure it out, but you can. Like, logistically, it's hard to get there, but you can. So yeah, anyway, there's a whole video where they just recently did this because it's the end of summer in Antarctica right now in the southern hemisphere. Wake some people up. This bitch really thinks the earth is flat. Like, why am I even making this video? You can't reason with people who think the earth is flat. You just can't. We're not doing this fucking conspiracy shit. What a mess of a human. This woman votes and she reproduces. I cannot believe the insanity.
There's a lot to it, and I cannot get into it all at once. The earth is...
You can't get into it because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway.
My son gave me his permission to show his thumb. There he is in the hospital bed. I'm gonna leave that right there. There's where it started.
We're not gonna watch this video. None of us are saying that she's lying about her kid's cancer, okay? None of us are. None of us have been. So her going through this and being like, look, here's proof that my kid had cancer, it's irrelevant. None of us are accusing her of that shit, except whoever Sandra is, who can't even spell the word liar. But see, like, it's that kind of shit that it's just like, why do you even care about what that person says? Even if you are a liar, Sandra doesn't know how to spell, so she's got her own problems. She can't spell a 4-letter word, so why do you even bother with this? Again, it's just like for attention on an issue that no one of any sort of relevance has ever said.
Who says that you are a liar? What kind of mother, unless they are not all there, would lie about their child having a sickness that they are going to not live no more? That's Hunter. Sandra, why don't you ask him yourself? And he'll tell you. He'll give you a big thumbs up, okay? That's my kid. That's the man. He's so smart. He even told me not to even say anything.
He told you not to say anything, and here you are saying it. See, clearly you obviously don't respect your son's wishes. Anyway.
It cracks me up. It really does. The loudest people in the room usually know the least. But hey, thanks for the free promo. I could sit here and break it all down for you.
This is the cringiest
But
video
honestly,
I've
I'd
ever
rather
watched.
spend my energy on people that actually care and actually matter. I see everything. I just choose silence over nonsense. Well, most of the time. Stay curious.
Oh my god, wait, I want that jumpsuit. That was a cute jumpsuit. That was the cringiest fucking video I've ever watched. I mean, alright, yeah, you do you. If this makes you feel good, that's great. But, free promo, sure. I'm sure your DMs are just popping off with people desperate to join your downline.
What if there's portals to other dimensions?
Shut up.
In the ocean.
She's psycho. Can't.
So I'm fucking lying. Alright, T. Well, I didn't want to do this. Alright, here's my kid. The one who I'm lying about having cancer. He's gonna give me a nice big thumbs up, you fucker. This whole box here is dedicated to Hunter's cancer that he had. There's all kinds of stuff, medical things, all the paperwork.
None of this is relevant.
Where's the big dog at? There was a really big one, all with cancer stuff on it. Do you want me to open one of these books? Would you like that?
You don't have to do any of this shit. It's
Would
stupid.
you like that?
No. No one thinks this is a lie.
This is my child. What does this say? Diagnosis: Ewing sarcoma.
This is how I know she didn't actually watch my video or the live that Deecee and I did. She's still pronouncing it wrong. She calls it Ewing sarcoma. It's Ewing sarcoma. Or is it Ewing? Ewing? Ewing. I think it's Ewing. I don't have any responsibility to know how to pronounce this because this is not something that I'm dealing with in my everyday life. But you as a mother to a child who has this particular kind of cancer, maybe? And it's like a 5-letter word. So like maybe figure out how to pronounce it. Let's just double check.
Ewing.
Ewing. Ewing sarcoma. But she is always like, Ewig. There's an N in there. Why are you pronouncing it Ewig? She clearly doesn't care. Like, she could be doing all the wrong things in the whole wide world. We could point it out to her. And we say, here's what you're doing wrong. Here's your issue. Here's this issue. You're gonna fix it? You're gonna be better about your loud fucking mouth? You wanna talk about who has a loud mouth and who's wrong? How many times have we heard you say Ewig sarcoma? Like, she just does not give a singular shit. She doesn't. In a bad way. Like, there are things that's, like, good to not give a shit about. Like, I don't know, one comment that you got sent a screenshot of out of context, and, like, if you had just scrolled down a little bit more, you would see that that person was actually confirming that they believed your kid had cancer, but you're gonna sit here and be like, oh no, they're saying I'm lying about my kid having cancer. Like, you're gonna do that shit? I think the loudest person in the room here is Amber, and she's the most wrong. Can't even pronounce her kid's cancer diagnosis right.
I need to warn you of something. There's these group of people that literally are capitalizing on people's journeys, their hardships that they have gone through, taking their kids and capitalizing by trying to ruin people's lives. They're pretty much...
What do you think you're doing right now making this video, Amber? Capitalizing means you're taking advantage of something. Am I taking... sure, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and deny it. You are making an absolute fool of yourself on TikTok, on the internet, and I'm gonna cover it because it's free content to me. So yeah, I guess I am taking advantage of it, but like, it's because of your behavior. This is the whole thing that got this whole thing started, is because Stephanie's behavior was wild and you couldn't keep your fucking nose out of her butt. And then she puts a caption here that's like talking about her kid's cancer again, and it's like, you're literally doing it. There's a group of people who do this, and it's like, you're part of it apparently. Like, where have I ever taken advantage of my kids? Where have I ever capitalized on my kids? With Amber, it's just like there are endless sources where we can see her doing the exact same thing that she's claiming to be a victim of. And it's like, no.
pretty much taking content out of context.
We show all of your context, all of it. In every video I have made about you, Amber, and about Stephanie, we have shown all of the context we have. If we had more context, we would show it. But I've never once taken anything that you have said out of context. The context is right here. You have a public TikTok account, and if people really want to look into it for themselves, they can. You've made it really, really easy to. This isn't a matter of just like cherry picking 3 words that you said and clipping it out of an entire sentence. Like, nope, the context is all here. It's very obvious.
Because they don't like what certain people do to make money. I do network marketing. They are anti. They've tried it. They've both run the business and they did not succeed.
Both? For 3 hours, they made fun of me like, oh my God, she found mine in Deecee's live. That's what she's talking about. Yeah, no, I was not successful, but like I said, Deecee was. Deecee was in Young Living and Mary Kay, and she was actually very successful in Mary Kay. So again, you're sitting here making assumptions and then like yelling at people for making assumptions. And you're saying too, like me and Deecee are the entire anti-MLM movement. You really think that me and Deecee and I, let's learn English, Savannah. It's just us, apparently. Girl, sit down. Be humble.
I'm 8 years in.
I'm 6 years in.
Now they are taking context. I don't know these people. I've never met these people a day in my life.
Okay, but do you know why we're making this content? Is because you inserted yourself into it. You did this. We did not come find you. You came and found us and said some stupid shit and dropped some breadcrumbs along the way. We followed the breadcrumbs and we found all of your shit. You are to blame for this. You are the one doing this. So don't sit here and try to be this victim. I'm so bullied. It is absurd. Absolute absurdity. And like the saddest music in the background too, can we? Oh my God. It's like, it's like the saddest vocalization. I am such a victim. Seriously? Oh my God, it's so stupid.
Yes, I have a filter on because I've been upset. I never met these people a day in my life. They were scrolling through TikTok and seen my downline having an argument.
Okay, so you're talking about Stephanie and her terrible behavior, and you're putting captions on your video about your son's chemotherapy. So what you're doing is you're making content being like, poor me, feel bad for me, I am so bullied, while also including your son's cancer in it. What? It is so irrelevant to what you're talking about, but the reason you're doing it is because you're trying to get sympathy points. Like, you can sit here and deny it all you want, but what other reason do you have for putting these captions here while you're talking about something entirely unrelated? What other reason would you have to do that aside from trying to gain sympathy points? Seriously? Also, the whole like, I've never met these people a day in my life. Okay, cool. I've never met Donald Trump a day in my life, and I can't stand that motherfucker. I've never met Elon Musk, and I can't stand that motherfucker. I've never met Hitler, and I think he's a piece of shit. I think he's the worst person probably to ever exist, closely followed by the other two people I mentioned before. It's a moot point. You don't have to meet somebody and know them personally to form an opinion. Like I said earlier, I hold opinions about meth. I think it's terrible for you. I think it's very bad for you, and I don't think anyone should do it, ever. Have I ever done meth myself? Nope. Does that mean that my opinion about meth is wrong? No, because there's facts to back it up. But now learning that Amber is a flat earther, she clearly doesn't care about facts anyway. I think she misunderstands what a fact is. This is so weird.
And they seen I was in the screen too and decided I was the lucky one. I was the lucky one that they were going to take little clips like the one I'm going to show you and
ooh, she's gonna show
the narrative to make bank.
I'm holding back
Patches. He didn't want it down to the like a scalp, and it looks awful. Like the chemo.
Oh my God.
Did you just say your kid looks awful?
Yeah, she did.
I'm
The chemo is awful. Let me just.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said. You said he looks awful. You didn't say the chemo looks awful.
So, shaved Hunter's head the other day. And oh no, it looks awful. It's crazy because what was it like 2 weeks ago? I'll say you would never be able to tell by looking at Hunter that he was sick. No way. Now it was like overnight, his hair started falling out, and like, was it like 10 days ago? I don't know. Around that time, he was like, "Mom, my hair's falling out," and like pulled out a hunk. And I didn't really expect it to fall out that fast. I'm like thinking, like in a month or so, but there, no. Hunks of it falling out.
So I'm not a hairdresser, but I think the chemo like turns your hair white. Is that true? Does anybody know that? Because like he has burnt like a light like dirty dishwater blonde hair like I do, so it's like brown, and then there's like patches. He didn't want it down to the like his scalp, so it's like that. I need a drink or something. And he just looks awful. Like the chemo is like making him look like so pale, and it just happened so fast. He just looks awful.
And even then, if the sentence you said was, the chemo is making him look awful, it would still be shitty. But okay, I love that she's actually showing clips.
I don't even understand. You're gonna look your child in its beautiful little face, and you're gonna say he looks awful? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself, you piece of shit. I'm sorry. Like, you, dude. Fucking, like, I feel like I could cry right now. I'm trying to, like, not do. Like, that's so fucked up, dude. I can't imagine.
Okay, so she wants to cry.
Yeah, I literally almost did, because you are a sickening excuse for a mother.
I don't know if you have kids. I hope that this incident never happens to you.
Me too.
You want to cry because I did a story.
I want to cry because you're a terrible fucking mother and you're taking advantage of your son's cancer. Yeah, I do. I think it's sickening.
To my people. And I was unloading. I was in pain. I was being real. I was being raw. I was telling truths.
That doesn't make it okay. Saying your son looks awful, it's the truth. That doesn't mean that it's not shitty to say. Like, filter yourself. Holy shit. And you're really gonna double down on this? You are really going to double down on saying that your child who has cancer looks awful. I have no tears to cry at this point because I'm so shocked at your delusion.
Something that people don't do.
What the fuck is this filter? What was that? That was weird.
Taking somebody's insecurity, taking somebody's...
What insecurity?
Hell, I lived at that children's hospital.
Me. My son's cancer is all about me. I had such a bad time. Taking my insecurity is my son's cancer. What? Do you hear yourself? Oh my god. I'm gonna have so many shorts to make after filming this video. Oh my god.
taking my misery, you didn't get the whole context of any of that.
I think I did.
And saying that I said that to my kid, I would never say that.
You did!
Paige looks awful.
The whole live is there for you to watch. Like, this, what she's watching here is a short. I edit my shorts to be under 1 minute long, even though YouTube just expanded it to be 3 minutes. Instagram, I think, is still 1 minute for, like, the actual reels. I don't know, but I still try to keep it under a minute because of, like, an attention span and stuff. But I have linked on that short, all you have to do is tap once and it brings you to the entire live with Deecee. So you want to see what the context was, it's right there. It is so easy for you to look at. It's pretty hard to edit that much shit down into a minute long video. But I think I did pretty well as far as the context. I mean, really, what is the context? You literally said word for word, his hair's falling out and he looks so awful. What am I supposed to take from that? Oh, well, you see, what she meant is that the chemo makes him look awful. Okay, well, maybe that's true, but it's still shitty for you to say, especially as his mother, because you know what I would do if my kid was sitting in a hospital bed losing his hair due to chemotherapy? I would say, you're still beautiful. You still look amazing. You're pulling this off, sis. You got this. You know, you actually look really great without hair. I'd be hyping my kids up to make sure that their insecurities are not being exploited. But instead, you're doing the exact opposite. And I'm going to double down on what I said by saying you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Absolutely ashamed. You are a sad and sorry excuse for a mother. And I feel so bad for your son, and I desperately hope that he wakes the fuck up one day and goes, my mom exploited me. What a piece of shit mother I have. I hope he does. That might seem really, really harsh, but I'm at the point right now where I'm like, she's not learning. She is learning absolutely nothing, and all she's doing is being like, oh, well, they're just haters. They don't know anything. It's like, you sit here and lie and say that I lied about your son having cancer, and they don't have any context, and it's like, I have hours of content about you, Amber. Like, at this point, it's like absurd how much content I've made about you. Usually what happens is that if I make content about someone, they're usually like, oh shit, maybe I should reevaluate myself so I don't fall into another situation like this for other people to make fun of me or whatever they think we're doing, to call me out or whatever. But Amber is a different breed of delusional, because instead of looking inward and doing some introspection, she's like, I'm a victim. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a victim, and these people are just mean bullies. Absolutely delusional.
The chemo, and you clearly seen that or heard that afterwards, but you started talking about how you're crying and I'm a piece of shit. And the little clip says I'm the most hated person on the internet. So you know what? For 9 months, I went through my journey with that.
Wait, did I say she's the most hated person on the... Oh, No. I said she's my most hated person on the internet. Let me see. Let me look it up. I found my new most hated person on the internet. That's what I called it. My new. Not the most hated person on the internet. She's not. Kelsey Ray might be. No, there's people who are far more hated than you. But right now, in this very moment, you are my number one.
Everybody. And I hope this money that you're banking off of lies and ruining or trying to ruin somebody's life because you don't like what they do, you can make all the videos you want about the profession, what it did to you, the company you were with. Leave us innocent people alone. Innocent. I am not doing these things that you're saying I'm doing.
Oh my god, this is funny. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this, but yeah, you are, actually. I have cited my sources. I'm surprised she actually showed the clips of me calling her a piece of shit and saying she should be ashamed of herself. But anyway, I needed to put a roof over my head still, even though her son was sick. Bills do not stop. Okay, again, your only option is not multi-level marketing. No one is mad at you for paying your bills. We all have to pay our bills. My job is to spread consumer awareness and expose what these kind of companies turn people into. The monsters that they turn people into, like you, Amber. These anti-selling online people, well, first of all, no one's anti-selling online. I have a merch store. Like, no one in anti-mlm is against people who sell stuff online. I haven't even read this shit. Like, this probably gets stupider. No, we're just anti, what my opinion is, a pyramid scheme. It takes advantage of people. I have 6 years of content that you can go through to observe why I say that. It is a never-ending content niche because the examples of people in multi-level marketing who are just the worst people, the most unethical and dishonest people, it's never ending. And it's very specific to multi-level marketing. Anyway, tell me this. Maybe you're more put together emotionally than me. Well, first of all, at least I can spell your. I'm on a boatload of mental health medications to help. Same bitch. I broke down and you all saw what was going with me from start to finish. You're all followed me in some crappy situations. My father passes, my son gets cancer, now my hobby that provides me cash and so many others is in jeopardy. Oh, is it? Are you saying that what we're saying is actually affecting your business? Ooh. It's almost like when you said, it's more free exposure for me, free publicity, baby. It's almost like you were lying about it because now you're saying it's in jeopardy. Really? That's interesting. Another lie. Literally, just a few videos ago, we watched you say, Amber, it's free publicity. I don't care, it's free publicity. You're just sending more people my way. And then like 5 seconds later, you're like, my money's in jeopardy. Like at this point, I can make like a 5-hour-long compilation of Amber being a hypocrite. It's never ending with her. Anyway, go ahead and edit this video to do more damage, but please bring receipts of any wrongdoings you say I do. I'm doing something okay, cause I'm still herb. I always bring receipts.
You need to watch more videos. You got 8 years to catch up on.
Girl, I don't care that much about you. This is my job. I care to the extent that, like, you're trying to say I'm, like, saying all the shit that I'm not saying on the internet. At the end of the day, this is content for me, so, alright. Like, you really don't gain anything by responding to any of this, but I do. As long as there's something to talk about and it's interesting, then I'm gonna keep doing it.
What do you think an alien is, really?
What the fuck? 7 hours ago?
I don't think they're what you think they are. There's possibilities.
Okay, I can't. Oh, okay, so this was a comment that was posted on the last video I saw. I responded to this already and I said, LOL, you're such a victim, ha 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 ha. We're all laughing at this point, aren't we? And this person said, I hope they get what they deserve because they're doing it to innocent people and it's sickening. Innocent? That's interesting because I have had DMs with someone who was in your downline, Amber, who expressly made it known to me that there are plenty of people who are upset with you. But no, you're so innocent. Yeah, what do I deserve? If I get what I deserve, I've been doing this for 6 years and I'm still going strong. If what I deserve is something negative, certainly is taking a pretty long time.
Have you ever had or been a victim of online hate?
She's
they
such a
don't
victim.
like me because I'm in a business that they could not conquer. That's their job.
So you're like really into like really explaining what your job is, but like you refuse to understand what my job is. That's cute. Again, she literally used the word victim. She is literally painting herself with a big, broad victim brush right here. I am such a victim of online hate. You're just so far up your own ass that you think that any form of someone trying to hold you accountable and show you what your responsibility is as a content creator with a platform and as a mother, you see that as bullying. What this is pointing out your hypocrisy and your dumb shit. My strong dislike for you, Amber, comes from the fact that I saw you in Deecee's live chat claiming you weren't using your son's cancer to benefit yourself and make sales and whatever, and then I went to your TikTok and saw that you were doing just that. That's why I don't like you, because you're exploiting your child. That is exactly what you're doing. Anyone with any sort of neurological function going on up here can see that. It's so obvious. There's no arguing this. Like, the only argument you have is the argument from ignorance, like, or delusion, I guess, if that's a thing. Like, that's all you have here.
If I think that they are not going to make, or she is not going to make a video about that video right there of me calling them out for their lies, I'm as delusional as she thought. Never hurt anybody.
You are delusional.
Unless you have accusations from people and proof of this.
I do have accusations from people. Like I told you, there was already a whistleblower in my DMs. But also, like, I don't even need that shit. You using your son's cancer to benefit you and your business, and not just farmasi, to sell your fucking Amazon commission or whatever the fuck that jacket was in the runway walk. Like, the proof is right there. It's so obvious.
What have I done to anybody? What have I done to you? Have I ever done anything to you?
No. And you don't have
I done
to.
anything to anybody else?
Yes.
What have I done?
I have hours and hours of content of what you've done, and here's just another chunk of content for you to watch about what you've done. But long story short, that was 4 hours ago. Okay, that was the most recent. Oh, she changed her profile picture. Did she do that so she would, like, remain undetectable? Dude, she made a fucking playlist of her conspiracy theory bullshit. She's so out of her fucking mind, dude. Anyway, to end it, I do just want to say the entire intention behind everything I do as a human being, not just as a mother, not just as a content creator, but as a human being, my intention is to make the world a better place. And what that looks like, in my opinion, is first of all, not having all these flat earth bullshit, alien loving conspiracy theorist people like Amber running around in these streets, but also not having people who are absolutely willing to exploit their child on the internet, especially when their child has cancer. I honestly and truly believe that that is what she's doing. I think the proof that she's doing that is so fucking obvious, and she can deny it all she wants. I think I've got plenty of proof to back my shit up, and all she has to argue back at me are her feelings and her delusions. Her delusions do not represent reality. She's a sad fucking person, and I realize she's been through shit, and that sucks, and I don't wish that upon anyone. I really don't. And I don't wish that upon your kid. I don't wish that upon any mother to have to watch their child go through chemotherapy. I don't wish that on anyone. Unfortunately, you have gone through that, and what you did with it was, in my opinion, absolutely disgusting. I would like you to shut the fuck up for 5 seconds, listen to someone else's criticism for once. Just try to understand why we're saying the things we're saying, and I think you'll be a better person for it, Amber. I really, truly do, and I really hope that happens. Am I confident in that? No. Not at all. But I've been proven wrong before, and I would love to see you be a better person, Amber. I really would, because I ultimately think that if you come around and realize your shit in this and how bad your shit stinks in this, I think you could really make some meaningful changes that are going to be better for your son in his healing journey. I think it will be better for you morally and ethically, and less people will get hurt ultimately if you are no longer operating your business in the way that you are. So that's how I'm gonna end it here. Holy shit, like, I was filming for so much longer than I thought I was going to, and it's so annoying that this is where we are. To end it here, I just want to say thank you to some people. First, I just have to remind you to take advantage of this exclusive offer from Hungry Root. If you want 40% off your first box plus a free item in every single one of your boxes for life, click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use the code SavannahMarie. That's 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life at hungryroot.com with the code SavannahMarie. I just want to say thank you to people, and that would be my financial supporters, my patrons, and my members. The list of names I'm about to read off are the people who really make this content possible. They get access to things like our private Discord server, we have a postcard club, early access to videos is coming back, and sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Just whatever platform works for you best works for me. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Kissy Drew, KJ Barnes, Leanne, Marie Silver, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Maddie Darley, Ray, Charcity Gaming, AJC, Evan Adler, Kelsey Nicole, Cassosities, LaSalle Story, Fluffy Duck Butt 24 Elaine, Ferd Turkison Esquire, Love to Be Evil, Just Mark, Baby Pink Pearl, Alice Wagner, Fallon Harris, Jessica Billhart, and Emmy On. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. Even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video, because YouTube really does love watch time. I'm sorry that this is very obviously going to be a much longer video than I originally anticipated, but Amber just can't keep her damn mouth shut. And we'll see what happens after this. That's it, guys. I'll be seeing you shortly with another video coming up soon, but until then, goodbye. Who's that girl?